Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Sim Shack and welcome back to me, 𝐒𝐮𝐞𝐝. This is Manor Lords, fantastic new game that's just released. It's the most beautiful and most historically accurate RTS game I think I've ever played. And because of those two reasons, I am very forgiving of the fact that it's a completely broken, empty hold mess. I say that in the loosest term. It's not a complete mess. The initial part of the game, the city building aspect of it, is very good indeed, and on the most part it works very well, but the economics, the combat, and quite a few other things do appear to be rather broken. But I don't mind so much because it's so beautiful and it's so wonderful that I'm willing to give it another 18 months before I'm going to be cross that it's not quite ready to play. But even then I'll probably be quite forgiving because it's such a beautiful game. It really is incredible. But I've seen quite a few tutorials out there, and not one of them, as far as I'm aware, shows you how to play the game on the hardest possible difficulty settings. So in my humble opinion, what's the point in those tips and tricks if they're not going to work on the hardest possible difficulty settings? I only ever play on the hardest possible difficulty settings, so I'm going to try very much and show you how to do it with a brand new game. So we'll come in here, we'll pick restoring the peace, we'll set it on challenging, and we'll begin. And whatever we get presented with, we will deal with. There's some fantastic tips I can show you. I'm very excited to get into this. Now there are some things I don't know, there are some things that are broken, and there are some bits in between. But we'll do our absolute best to make it useful for you. Right, I'll unite these lands. First things to do, pause the game, scroll out, take a look at the situation. Oh crap. Mamma mia. Okay, so we're going to have an abundance of berries, which is good. That is a very good thing. Good money to be made with berries, making dye, and also a good food source once a year. Also going to have a lot of clay, a little bit less useful, but okay. The biggest problem I have is that everything is bloody miles apart. So where are we starting? We're starting there, and the food is all the way over here. So here's my first tip. If your food source is bloody miles away, I don't know what it is about this game, it makes my mouse break. Doesn't happen half as much on any other game, it's always this game. Right, so the wild animals here are not where we want them. So what we're going to do is we're going to construct a hunting camp. We're going to put it right in there. And you see, it overlaps the animal habitat, will cause migration. Bosh. Well, that's not very helpful. Move again. Bosh. Now, where did they go? Nobody knows. But let's demolish these things. We get a refund of all the bits and bobs, and let's go see if we can find the animals. There they are. Right over here by our base. That's a hell of a lot better, isn't it? Isn't that better? So there's my first tip for you, is that. Right, so we've got that pretty much sorted out. The only thing that we can't get access to easily is the clay. So I'm not worried about that. We can make amends. I can also start chopping trees down here, and that will open up the stone deposits, so that's pretty good. And then the iron deposits a bit later on. So I think we've got quite a good starting point here. The next thing I want to do is just have a quick look and see where our resources are for farming. So we've got a wonderful bit of farming land here. That's really nice. Flax, not so good. In fact, trying to grow flax here is going to be quite difficult. But again, the best place to do it is probably here. Barley, oh dear, that's not very good either. Now the reason why we need barley is because level 2 housing need pubs to keep them entertained. So that's a bit of a problem. Rye, on the other hand, not a problem. So, semi-good. In fact, the rye fertility is even better than the emmer fertility. And I don't know why it's called emmer. I don't know why it's called emmer. Okay, so let's jump in. And you can see that we've got a hitching post here with a single ox. As soon as I can, I want to upgrade that to become a small stable and get a second ox in. That does cost a bit of regional wealth, but I think it's worth it because it speeds up development and progression and so on and so forth. We've also got quite a few supplies here, which if they get wet will be destroyed, and that's really going to cause us some problems. So if we come up here and look at the timber, you can see we've got 8 lots of timber. If I come into the building construction, you can see that a logging camp takes 2. A storehouse takes 2, and a granary takes 2. So let's prioritize getting these resources up off the ground first. Now I've got this weird fascination. I always have to draw a roundabout around the hitching post. I don't know why. I have to do it every time. If you have to do it as well, please let me know in the comments section, because I'd like to know that I'm not totally mental. Right, we're going to put a little road heading this way, because we're going to come down here and we're going to start chopping these trees down before any other. So we're going to put the old logging mill down there. But before we do that, we're going to build ourselves a storehouse. And a granary. And at the moment we have 5 workers. So let's get on and do that. It's absolutely critical to get this stuff out of the rain before anything else happens. And this is why we love the game. Look how beautiful this is. The whole animation, the audio, the design element, the modeling, the animation of the build. Absolutely exquisite. I love it. Now, you probably know this already, storehouses. If you've got somebody assigned to a storehouse, they'll be able to use the carts, these things here, which means that they can pick up a lot more stuff a lot more quickly than just picking it one piece up by hand. So that's why it's so important to have people assigned here. Let's get everything in, out of the rain as quick as we can. New message. Blah, 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 blah. We'll write back to him and say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Bring it on, big boy. And he will. On hard difficulty, you are going to get attacked. Right, so that's done. So once that is done, we can take people back out of these buildings, because there's literally nothing for them to do at this moment in time. And the next priority, 100%, is the logging camp. If you don't do this, you're going to have big problems. Bosh. Right, let's connect that up to the road. And let's get our boys and girls down there. Again, absolutely beautiful, stunning looking game. A little bit of a hold up there whilst the ox brings the next log. There it is, we now have a logging camp. So important is the logging. I'm going to put 3 people on it. That leaves us 2 people for for building. Now, obviously, we want to harvest food and clothing from animal hides before the winter. So I'm going to start by placing a forager's hut down here, because when the winter comes you can't really forage anymore. So in my humble opinion, this becomes priority. Now, the biggest tip I can give you is don't build any houses at all. You got 5 people, 5 families rather, who are very unhappy about being homeless. But the whole time that they're homeless, they're not worried about anything else. I'm just going to drop 1 person in there so they can start foraging. Okay, it's very important that you do not build any houses until you're completely ready to sustain them. Let's just come off this way. a little swing road that comes around here. Oh god, that's going to get wonky. Just to speed up walking between places and so on.
Summer's coming soon.
So we get the foraging started. That'll be a good start for us. The next thing we need to do is build a church. Now, a lot of people say that the church is not a priority, but I completely disagree. In my mind, the church is absolutely a priority. Right, so it's just going to wait until we got 10 timber, which we have now. Bring the forager out of there. She's probably gathered just a few little bits. Because what we need is a saw pit. If we don't have... Now, why is that going to knock that tree out? I'll put the saw pit the other side. Right next to the logging camp. So, yeah, if we don't have a church and a tannery to make some clothing and stuff, we're just going to have very grumpy people and nobody's going to move in. So we need 5 houses for the people that live here and another 5 houses for the next lot of people who are going to move in. But they're only going to move in if the overall approval rate is over 50%. Right, we've got 2 people working. Let's get them building those planks. So we need a minimum of 20 planks for the church. So we're going to build. Once we've got 20 planks, in fact, I might wait until we've got 25 planks, so we've got a bit of an overlap, and then we'll come down. We'll build the church, and then we'll start by building the hunting lodge, and then the tannery. And at that point, that is when we're good to go, ready to build houses. So there's the 20 planks. Now, if you're good at maths, then you'll know, there you go, 25 planks. So we can take these guys out of the plank manufacturing company, and we can take 2 of the guys out of the logging camp. We still want him to keep doing logs, because we need lots of logs. We've got 19 logs left. We're going to use 5 for the church. We're going to need 2 per house, so if we're building 10 houses, that's 20. So that's 25 we're going to need. And then we're going to need the hunting lodge and the tannery as well. So a lot of stuff needs to happen, and quickly too. But if you look up here, our approval rating is still quite good at 42%. If I'd have built houses and moved people in by now, they'd already be complaining that they don't have any food or firewood and stuff like this. And it would just get out of control very quickly. So don't build the houses straight away. I cannot recommend anything other than that maneuver as being your priority. Right, let's drop a church in there, and let's watch this beautiful church being built. The quicker way of doing this, of course, is to have somebody working in supplies in the storehouse. I keep forgetting to do that, because you can bring all the stuff over in one fell swoop instead of a little bit at a time. But once it starts building, you want to kind of bring him back. Boom, we have a church. Approval rating is 42%. If we get maybe 6 or 8% boost of having a church, then that's even more positivity and more chance of people moving in. If we get people moving in by February next year, if we've got 10 people by February next year, we are absolutely smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. How are we doing for timber? We've got 23 left. That's enough to build some houses, but we're not ready to build houses. What we are ready to build is a hunting lodge. So let's come over here and let's build a hunting lodge. We'll stick him right there. I don't think there's much benefit to moving him in. So we'll stick him right there, and we'll put a little path just leading up to where the animal sanctuary is. Right, that was nice and quick and easy. Last thing we need is a tannery. So we're going to stick that over here with the rest of the sort of industrial area.
Come along.
See, the ox is doing its job, grabbing those logs, bring them up, getting them ready for the people to come and do their work. I find 4 people is the perfect number to build anything. It tends to make the building process quite quick, regardless of what you're building. Boom. So now we have a tannery. Right. So we've got everything we need, pretty much. We just don't have any houses. So let's have a look at this. Let's get some houses built down here. So I'm sure you've heard this already, and I don't need to tell you, but it's absolutely critical that you have the extension, like this garden element here, because they'll use that to produce more goods and services and stuff, and that's absolutely essential to the success of this village. Just one more thing I want to check is the water situation. Okay, so not too bad. So I could put the water there when the tent has gone. I think that's the best place for it. Okay. So I'm happy then to build the burgage here. One, two, three, four, 5 houses. All with an extension for future development. I'm going to do the same down here. I'll put a path down there before I do that. Like so. And we'll just connect this up over there. Yeah, that's looking good. I could put the houses this side or that side, but I'm going to need a small market, so I might put the market here, sort of in the middle next to the church. So the market doesn't cost anything. I want about, say, 50 stalls, somewhere in the region of that. 21's a bit small. Extend into the church area a bit more. 45, that'll do me. Lovely stuff. And then another set of houses. Now, I'm not sure how many timber I've got. Yep, I've got just enough. So that's worked out rather well. It's only enough for 4. Oh. Nearly built it without the extension then. There we go. Right, so that's 10 houses ready to be built. We have 4 people available to start building. So we'll give them a bit of time to do that.
Who approved this construction plan? A blind man or a fool? Or perhaps a blind fool? I think the window should go over there. A fresh start for me and me own.
It's just coming up to the end of June. We've got 5 houses. That means that everyone who lives here has now got a house, and we got a ranking up point. I don't recommend the foreign suppliers, because although that will give you food and firewood quite easily, you'll have to pay for it out of your income, and that's a big problem. I have tried and failed to do sheep breeding numerous times before, but I'd really like to do it. I'd also like to do an orchard breed. It takes 3 years for the trees to grow. You have a limited yield for the first 3 years, which is quite a long time before you get a maximum yield, but that's quite a nice option. The thing about the sheep is that they breed. Sheep grazing on the pastures slowly multiply. That could be, in time, very, very useful for us. Again, trapping enables hunters to skillfully lay traps in the forest, which gives a passive income of meat. That's also quite useful. Forest management doubles capacity of all berry deposits. Now, that's quite potentially huge. And then we've got beekeeping as well. I quite like the idea of beekeeping because it's a new area to explore into, and it allows us to make wax, which we can sell at quite a good profit. So I'm actually going to grab that. I'm going to go with that. And I'm not necessarily saying that's the best thing to choose. I just want to try it out on this particular occasion. We'll see if it works to our benefit or not. So we now have our first house available for somebody else to move into. Right, so we've got 2 houses. I'm going to make a change on what I normally do, and I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to put a road around these trees to speed up that walking situation to get to here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to prioritize the food income. So we'll put somebody on each of those, which still leaves us with 2 builders, which is plenty enough, really. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put someone in the tannery and just leave us with 1 builder, because nobody's going to move in until we've got 50% approval rating anyway. So there's our first stall, which is great. And we're hunting for food, and we're foraging for berries, and we're still building houses, and you know, there are plots available for people to move in should they want to. Approval rating is quite low at the moment, but it will get better very quickly. You can see that we've cleared that route to the stone deposit, so that's groovy. That's worked really well. House number 4 is almost ready. So we now have a clothing stall, which is fantastic. That's 4 houses, just 1 more to go, and we'll have the full 5. So that rather alarming noise means that we're running out of fuel. Right, we now have 10 houses. That's 5 plots free for someone else to move into. We do have a bit of an issue in terms of firewood. So let's prioritise that next. We'll come in here and we'll get a woodcutter's lodge. I'm just going to slam it in here in this gap. Nice and close to everything. Should be pretty quick to work on. Now we've got, in terms of timber, 23 timber planks, 23 timber and 5 planks. So that's plenty enough to do everything we need to do. So I'm going to pull this chap out of here for the time being, and he's going to help us build. And we'll prioritise this now for the next few minutes. So that's built. We're going to slam 2 people in there, which means we have no builders now, but it will very quickly turn this around. So we've already got 6 months worth of food. So that's working pretty well. 7 months worth of food. Now we just need some firewood. And you'll see that with 2 people in there, that starts accumulating very, very quickly. So that's 3 months worth of food. Firewood, sorry. So I'm going to take 1 person off there and drop them in the granary for a bit. What that will do is it will take all the food that's currently stored over here in the forager's hut and bring it locally, centralise it. Same with this stuff over here. Once that's filled up a little bit, see there's only 2 berries in there at the moment. Once that's filled up a little bit, then I'll swap them over and get them to bring back other resources like firewood. But very quickly you can see that we've got 11 months food, 4 months fuel. We've got houses, the approval rating's 45%. They're complaining about not enough fuel on the marketplace, but we've already fixed that by putting this thing in here. So we're all good. In fact, I'm going to upgrade this to a small stable. And unfortunately, now this is worth mentioning, I think, if you upgrade a house, you don't need to have any unassigned workers to upgrade the house. It just gets upgraded regardless if you have anyone or not. But when you upgrade the stable, you do need someone to build it, which is a bit of a shame. I've paid for it. I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't affect us if we don't do it straight away. So it's just something that I'm preparing basically for next year. And we're still in August. So yeah, we're doing pretty well, I'd say. Pretty good at the moment. Right, let's have a look at the old granary. So you can see there's a lot of food and resources have come in there now. So I'll take him off the granary for a minute. And we'll swap him over to the storehouse. Now obviously we're only going to be doing this for the meantime whilst we're waiting for someone to come and move into the little town that we've built. And this needs to be over 50%. So hopefully with the church and the food and the clothing all there, we should be well over 50% before the end of September. And you never know, we may even get a couple of families moving in before the end of the year. That's quite an achievement, I have to say, on hard difficulty. But if we can do it, it would be great. I'd love to have full 10 people living here by February next year. That's the target. If we can do that, I think we're on a winner. Just hit 50% approval rating. Storehouse is absolutely full of stuff, which is great. It's going to swap back over again. Resources are down to about halfway. So we may need to... Let me just adjust this a little bit. Bring it down to 5. I think I can bring it down to 4. I think I did 4 before. What I like to do is take the hunters off hunting for a while and let it sort of replenish itself. I do the same thing with the berries as well, and sometimes you'll find that you've got more than your maximum amount, which is quite useful. So if we can pull that off, that would be good. 56% approval. That's not too bad. 58%. It does. This is one of the things I think is a bit broken. For no reason whatsoever, it may occasionally drop down to below 50% because of homelessness and other such things. But nobody's homeless now. In fact, we've got 5 houses empty, ready for other people to come and move into. So, yeah. You would think somebody would have moved in by now. 62% approval rating. Market food variety, clothing, church level. It's all positive stuff. But still not quite enough. There you go. It's just dropped down to 46%. But for what reason, you may ask? I think it needs a bit of tweaking, this thing. But anyway, we're back up to 48%. And overall, it will become better and better and happier and happier. And as more people move in, everything becomes a bit easier. Right, let's take you out of the granary for a minute and put you back in the storehouse. The whole time we're doing this, we're still gathering timber and firewood and all sorts of great stuff. So we're pretty good. We've got like a year's worth of... We've got 2 years worth of food and a year's worth of firewood. But of course, not forgetting that... as more people move in, that's more firewood, more food that we've got to find a place for. Okay, doing pretty good. Swapping back over again. Right, winter is approaching, so I like to take the hunter off of hunting whilst that's happening. What I might do is just double up on the forager's hut for the moment. We got someone in the granary? We do. Okay, so we'll have him come up here and just grab the last few berries before winter sets in. And then that'll give us a couple more people available to do other jobs in the town. There you go. That's our first family have moved in. That's one extra family. That's pretty good. November. We may get another one in December. And then, yeah, we're looking pretty good for the end of February next year to be fully full. Doing a fantastic job here. Very impressed, very happy. Year 2 is going to be... Okay, I think we've got enough. Year 2, I'm going to say, is going to be more about setting up a farm, getting necessary goods and equipment sorted out. I'm surprised, actually, that one builder didn't go and build the stable. It's happening now at last. I always feel bad for the oxen when he's just on his own there, not doing anything. Right, it's going to cost us 20 coins out of our regional wealth, but it's money well spent. It's going to speed up all development from this point on. It'll make a considerable difference to the farm, for example. Now, if we get 10 people moving in, we will have doubled the size of the town. And as a direct result of that, we'll upgrade to the next level as well. I'm thinking maybe, because we've already got the sheep situation sorted out, that maybe we could do something with the ox and farming. You need to have some pretty big fields. I've got some tips around farming as well, which will be very useful for you. Right, how are we doing? We got 7 families there. 2 families have moved in. That's really good. It's December, and we've got 7 families living here now. So at the moment we got 3 people doing absolutely sod all. So let's get them in the woodcutter's lodge. It's not a good idea to move anybody whilst it's snowing or raining. So for the winter we're just going to kind of sit tight, stay as we are, and just let things progress as they are. Come next year we'll think about how we can improve the situation in various placings. Oh, we weren't logging anymore. I'd forgotten we'd taken him off the logging. So I just started logging again. That'll be good. We're actually doing fine for logging. 23 timber is very good position to be in. We are going to hit a maximum granary fairly soon. So we're going to have to get some stone, and we're going to have to get some planks. We're going to have to fix that little problem. So I think we got enough firewood there to last us absolutely yonks. So let's go right ahead and get a stone cutter camp set up. Build that there.
Step right up and set.
Nice easy route. So we've just hit January. New family has moved in. We're now at 8 families. So we could put somebody in the sawmill. So we're in a position now where we have 1 person on the logging camp, 1 person stone cutting, 1 person on the saw pit, 1 person in the granary, 1 person in the tannery, 1 person in the storehouse, and 1 person working in the woodcutter's lodge. And we still have a person here who can build stuff. So we're in a really, really good position at this moment in time. Now, I'm not going to do anything until sort of the end of February, but I am thinking already about the farm and what I want to do with that. So fields, I should say, don't cost anything, and we've got a wonderful location here for farming. I might even just build the farm off the back here, because all of this is going to get moved. This is no longer in a viable location. So yeah, I mean, this is a great spot to do a bit of farming. Nice and local to all the houses. Smell is something that's coming into the game later on, but it doesn't matter at the moment, so they're not going to complain about the farm being close to the houses or anything like that. Now, in order to get enough resources to feed everybody, you're going to need quite a lot. And it's measured in Morgan, so 1.2 Morgan is probably enough to feed 10 people, but to manage that is a horrific ask. So my recommendation, especially at the beginning, is to significantly limit the size of your fields. Perhaps down to maybe even smaller than that. 0.2 Morgan's probably enough. So we'll do that. The menu does get in the way quite a lot. Let's try that again. It's quite a small field, that one, but that's okay. So I'm kind of keeping them to about 0.2 Morgan. Now the benefit of doing this, of course, is that kind of wanted to get all of that in there. Maybe we'll put a road up that section. So yeah, the benefit of doing that is that 1 family can manage this entire farm now. because they can just focus on one field at a time or 2 fields in a year or something like that. Whereas if you had it all as one massive field, you either get a yield out of it or you don't. We don't want that. We want a bit more resilience. So we might say, okay, we only got 3 fields this year, but next year we'll get all 4. So it just gives us a bit of a fail-safe, so to speak. Let's see if I can... We'll make these fields slightly bigger. And they'll be our reap the reward fields. So we will prioritize these smaller fields. And we should grow wheat, because we're going to get a 42% return on that. 46% in that field. 44% in that field. And this one, barley only 7%, which is quite rubbish. That one was only 6%. That one's only 6%. So growing barley here is not going to be good. But that is the best field out of the 4 for barley. So we've got 3 wheat and a barley. Now what I can do long term is I can already set up crop rotation. So we'll say, yeah, we'll do wheat again on that one. And flax on that one at 20% is pretty good. And then wheat again on that one. Whoops. And then we'll fallow it in the 3rd year. So this one, let me try that again. That'll be wheat, crop rotation. We'll do flax next year. And then we won't put anything on there. These 3, we're going to do wheat, fallow. And this one will be wheat, fallow, wheat, like so. Wheat, fallow. So that's it. That's the next sort of 5 years worth of farming already laid out and planned out to be developed as and when we see fit. And we do need to have a farmhouse. So if I can, I'm going to squeeze that in somewhere. I think that's probably the best location. Good spot for that. And right, let's just speed through to the end of February, as I said. And we're going to get the farmhouse built. Again, let's watch the beautiful building of the farmhouse. Wunderbar. Right, so the one family that we have left over, I'm going to stick in there. They're going to be our farmers. Now, I can just leave one family in there and not even worry about them. Not even look at the farm or anything. It will manage itself. But I can also send extra families there if I, desperately want a bigger yield next year or something along those lines. Let me just see if I can extend this. Brilliant. I love having... a bit of a walkway around the fields and stuff. I just think it looks much nicer. Right, let's also spin off the back of this ever so slightly. Actually, before we do that, let's think about... it's too early. Too early. We need to get rid of the stone first, otherwise we're going to waste all of the resources we have. Let's wait for the snow to go. So say the end of February. I'm getting too excited. There's so much to do. So the priority this year, as I said, was farming, which we've already set up and started. But getting the treasury up and running as well is very important. because we're not going to be able to defend ourselves, so we're going to have to hire militia to come and defend us from the enemies. How are we doing in terms of families? That's 9. So at the end of February I wanted 10, and we look like we might be on track. And there's hardly any complaints now. People still have a lingering hate of being homeless and stuff, but honestly, I really think this is the best way to start. So we're doing pretty good. We've got timber, we've got planks, we've got stone, we've got tools. We've basically got everything we need. We're doing really well. I need to build myself a little house. In fact, I could do it now. We've got one person there who's not doing anything. So let's go into administration and let's build ourselves a manor. Now, where do I want to put the manor? Probably going to want to keep this as houses. Put the manor up by the farm, perhaps. I don't want to get in the way of any of that luscious farmland. For now... should I build this? I'm going to build it here around the back of the houses. Am I? Aesthetically, where do I want to put this? Right, I'm going to stick it over here. So the only thing that we need is the tax office. Now, a lot of people say to me that the tax office doesn't do anything. I disagree. It absolutely does. Right, we've committed to building that. I could have built it closer, which would have been quicker and easier, but it'll all be fine. Let's watch the wonderful building. My camera isn't in the way too much.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
So, because we have 2 oxen, that's why it's all happening much quicker. You see how much quicker that is. 2 logs turning up at the time that we would have only have got... Well, we got 3 logs in the space of time we would have only got 1. So it speeds things up astronomically. Right, we're approaching the end of February. There we go, look at this. The old farmer will be starting to do his thing. But the sooner we start taking taxes off people, the better. They won't like it. And here we go. We now have 365 days. So I may have done this too late. I may have waited a month too long. How many houses do we have? 9. We could do with having 1 more house right now, so that we can do some building. It's taking a very long time with just 1 house. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take somebody off the granary and somebody off the storehouse just for a few minutes. Just to come and get this built. And we hope we have a... There we go. I think an extra person has moved in. Yeah, we now have 10. Perhaps I shouldn't have built it so far away. Let's go and have a look and see how the farm's getting on. Here you go. They've got 1 field done already. And they're already working on the other 3. And that's just 1 family have managed to do that. So we know already that we're going to get some sort of yield of something.
Let's straighten this up. Gave the old ox a handful of lunch.
Right, so now we have 250 influence, which so far I've never found any use for, but I'm sure there is. We're going to set a reserve for fuel at 5, and we're going to go to taxes, and we're going to say £10 land tax and £2 tilth tax. Percentages of surplus food that is given to the church in return for influence. Actually, we don't need to do that. So it's just land tax, which I'm going to put at, well, I'm going to put it at 10% because we want to grow some more. We want to build some more houses. So with that in mind, we got 4 people building. Let's go right ahead and get some more houses down. I'm not sure if I want them there like that, actually. Aesthetics is a very important part of this game, I'd say. Try again. All leads back to the church. Again, the church is another place that should have proper coverage. Proper little pathway all the way around, make it look nice. Oh, I just realised I didn't build the well. Gosh, that's quite a priority. Let's get that built first. No wonder the approval rating isn't as high as it should be. Right, so I'm happier with that. I like that a lot more. How many houses can I squeeze in there like this? Nice. Right, so it's another 3 there. What are we lacking? We're not lacking anything. I think maybe there's an obstruction of some sort. Maybe the road, the path. Doesn't really tell me why I can't build. Oh, it is the path. So I can squeeze them in like that. I'm quite happy with that. Honestly, these tools are just excellent. They're so good. They really just work so well, and they make everything look so incredibly realistic. I love it. Right, so how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we'll stick with 5 for now. I normally do 10 and double it again. I think we'll stick with the 5 this time. It's just enough people to get things done and progressing. So let's have a look and see how much the army are to hire. There's a very cheap one there. A small pack of local misfits and troublemakers at 15, 30, 45. That's just archers. I've discovered that archers are next to useless. I'm not sure they're actually working properly at all. So I'm going to avoid archers like the plague at the moment until the combat system has been vastly improved. You can see the approval rating is at 55. They don't like the taxation. That's 5% negativity. But we're still at 55, so that's still up. And once we get people harvesting and hunting and stuff like that, it's going to go through the wazoo. And these 5 houses will be taken up very quickly. Right, so let's stop it there. We've got 5 people not doing anything. We'll go and forage, and we'll go and hunt. We'll do it fast. So I've got 1 builder to build the last house, and we're not in a rush for that to be built. Population is... it says it's going down, but I think it's actually going up. Food variety. What? Stocks damaged by weather at the storehouse. Let's upgrade the storehouse. I forgot we took people out of there, didn't we? Damn. That was a mistake. Right, we'll get the storehouse upgrade done as quick as possible, and then we'll get somebody back in there.
Summer's coming soon. And soon,
Right, so let's get our remaining person in there. We do need someone in the granary, but we don't have enough people. Well, we do actually, technically. Let's get somebody out there. That solves the granary problem. And hunting, already down to 2. New families moving in. This is very good. So we'll send anyone that we've got available to the farm. And also, I completely forgot to move the logging count. There's so many things to do in this game. Never-ending workload. So it's a long way away over there. I may bring them over this side instead. It's not a huge movement, but it is significant. And we'll put the logging chaps there as well. Just reconnect this up to the existing road.
this is heavier than it looks.
That saw pit's not too far away from the logging camps. It's not a big deal. All these supplies here, we don't want them in the rain, so it's good that I waited. Just need 2 people to work in the logging camp. Get that back up and running. It is raining, which is bad. It wasn't raining when I started this. It is raining now, so we're losing a few stocks. That's unfortunate. Got to take these gambles sometimes, I suppose. Good. So the farm's looking really good. We're doing well over there. Moving all the supplies back up that way. We lost a few logs there, I think. Right, so we have got 6 coins in the treasury, which isn't anywhere near good enough. So I'm going to buy us much mercenaries. So we're going to have to up the costs, up the price of tax. That's obviously going to make people less happy. But got to ask the question how happy they would be set on fire by the mercenaries, or whoever it is that comes round to try and kill us all. Sure they wouldn't like that either. Right, so we're getting some nice, naturally flowing, sensible sort of routes. I haven't really done anything with the sheep yet. I need to get that done. The stonecutter camp is now done. I don't think there's anything for him to do, so he can come out of that job. Go into farming, perhaps. I need to think about what I want to do next. Well, I suppose over here by the farm is a good place to possibly put... I think these are done. Yeah, they've all got wheat in. Wheat. and barley. So maybe I can make some alcohol. That would be nice. And then we can upgrade some of the houses to level 2. Sheep first, though. Let's prioritise some sheep. So, a sheep farm. Where's that fertile land? It's all round there, isn't it? So let's have the sheep farm up here instead. Sheep farm and a nice big old pasture. Lovely stuff. Now, to get sheep, you need to have a trading area. So we'll try and prioritise that next. So another family joined. What are we up to now? 15. So we filled all the houses again. There's my mouse nearly disconnecting again. Right, so sheep farm. Space for your sheep and lambs to graze. Without enough space, the animals may run away. People. Advanced. Livestock. Okay, so I'm going to put one chap on that. Actually, yeah, I'll take him off for now because there's no sheep. We need to build a trade area. Oh, a trading post is great, but we want a livestock trading post. So I'm going to slam that in that gap there. Makes sense. Again, let's watch how beautiful it is. I love how they build things. Right, we're going to stick one person in there. And we're going to say what we want is we want to buy in a couple of sheep. And I'm going to try and buy in some lambs. That never really works, but we'll try. So that's going to cost us 50 coins, so we need to get some regional wealth coming in as well. How many people have got left? 4. Okay, 4 people remaining. 2 people remaining to build houses, rather. I think I could squeeze in a couple more houses over here. Question is, do we have enough food to sustain such an adventure? Oh, and get 3 in there. Let's do it. And then maybe I can get another 2 in here. Probably could get another 2 facing inwards, but... I like this tree. I'm trying to save the tree. That's why I'm trying to sort of peel around it. Right, that's another 5 houses. That'll take us up to 20 people, which is epic. So yeah, let's get on and do that. Let that happen. How are we doing for food? Food is okay. Fuel is okay. There's not much going out of there. When we can, I think we'll get an extra person on that. Go. More hands would be useful. Yeah, we've only got 1 person there, 1 person in the sheep farm. That's good. Oh, we spent some money. Does that mean we have a sheep? No. Yes. We have a sheep. But for some reason... Oh, there we go. The sheep is now in the field. Perfect. Right, so that's a bit more clothing, potentially, over time. Right, so in the saw pit, I'm going to set a limit of, I want a minimum of 25 at all times. So no crafting or anything like that. I want to keep 25 planks. Timber situation is looking okay. Fantastic. People are still joining. That's 16 now.
Perhaps it was simply a bad batch. These things do happen from time to time.
16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Where is the 16th person living? Curious. They're moving in before the houses have even been built. That's pretty good. So every time we get a new person in, that's an extra person helping to build the houses, makes it all go faster. Lovely stuff. Right, so now we have 15 houses, which is very good. How much have we got there? 8 in the treasury. That's not so good. So we're going to go to the treasury and we're going to up, oops, the taxes. Which people are not going to like. I'm not going to lie. But hopefully people will still move in. Bit of a balancing act, that one. Right, we do need... a trading post. Let's get that prioritised. Our biggest concern now is the attack that's coming in 230 days. That really is going to be the biggest problem we've got. I can make these people very, very wealthy very, very quick. Because we have so many resources. But what I can't do is stop nasty bandits coming in and setting fire to everything and killing everybody. Look at that. Wonderful construction. Beautiful modelling. Right, so we have a trading post, so I'm going to put somebody in there, otherwise it won't work. And let's think about what we're going to trade. So we're going to export some stone. We're going to export planks. And we want to keep, say, 50 for ourselves. So anything over 50 we'll sell. We'll export stones. Anything over 150 we'll sell. Because we are going to need stone in the future. So there's a small amount of money coming in there. We don't want to sell any of our crops because we're going to try and use that for something else. Did I buy honey things? I think I did, didn't I? So we're going to export honey. Anything over 25. Not the meat, not the berries, not the bread. None of that stuff, in fact. But we will consider selling the herbs. As long as we've got 15 for ourselves. Wool. As long as we have 25 for ourselves. It's going to take a while before we get that. Malt. No, we're going to hold on to that, I think. Iron slabs the same. Wax. We're probably going to export... Do we want to export wax? No, we want to export candles. That's very different. Dye, on the other hand, we do want to export. So we'll keep 10 for ourselves because we're not greedy. And we'll also get rid of anything over 250 firewood. I think that should be enough. We can't sell any candles or anything like that for the time being. Okay, fine. So we should see that the regional wealth starts creeping up now. We'll probably jump up at first and then continue creeping up thereafter. Right, let me see. Did I actually get... Okay, I'm going to build the windmill.
Come along. Leather, leather.
And the communal oven.
Well, anything really.
And then hopefully the farms can start producing some wood. I always have this problem. This is another little bug. This thing doesn't connect to the road properly quite often. It kind of looks like it is connected to the road on this occasion. But it did say that it wasn't. I think maybe it's sorted itself out. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. If it's not connected to the road, you don't make any money. So just be aware of that. Right. What did I upgrade? I did do honey. I'm surprised we haven't upgraded again. Last time I played this, I was level 3 by now. I had 3 lots of stuff unlocked. But anyway. Oh, we didn't pick sheep breeding. I'm getting my games modelled up here. Right, produce, apiary. We're gonna ping that in the corner there. I think you can have 2. I think it says you can have 2, and then anything after that makes no difference to anything. I've not seen these built before, so this will be interesting for me. First time I'm seeing this. Oh, they're nice. A new family has moved in. Right, so I don't think I... Oh, I do need to assign someone. But I think it just sort of makes generic food. But then I guess if it fills up,
Let's get to work.
then we have a problem there, I guess. Right, industry. I want a dyer's workshop. And I want it over here. Yeah.
Let's go, people.
Next to the forager's hut. Because that is good money. Making dye. Good money indeed. Right, we've got 2 peeps on that. Let's take 1 off. The animal situation isn't particularly great, but... needs must, and whatnot. How are we doing? 8 coins, 200 days. So what's that? It's about 6 months. I don't know if we're going to have enough to buy a decent mercenary outfit or not.
Come on, people. Get to work.
Oh, we need some more people. How many families have we got now? 17. So we've still got 3 gaps for families to move in. Let's take the farmer out of there because they're not doing anything till the end of August. Maybe they could build this.
For boots, belts, and well, anything really.
Right, September, we need to start farming. So I'm going to drop these people out of here. Actually, I'll put this guy back on because he had a stall. We'll double up the farmer families. Oh, we've got an extra one there as well. Right. So we're coming up to the end of year 2. I mean, look at that. We've grown astronomically. We are huge in comparison to year 1. We're trading, we're dying, all sorts of stuff going on. Regional wealth is up to 17. I haven't actually put anyone in the church yet. I'm going to do that. Because that really boosts approval. They don't like the taxation at all, though. But they've got to understand that without money, I can't defend the town. Do it pretty well here. What's that yield looking like? 7? 7? That can't be right. I guess I haven't brought it in yet. Don't rain, please. So what's interesting is they do all the fields before they bring any of it in. I think I'd have thought they'd have done it the other way around, but anyway. There you go. So what's our yield looking like? 31. It's going to be at least 50, which isn't a huge amount, but not bad considering it was done by one family. Just over 50. 58. That's groovy. Right, so they're going to start processing this wheat. And turning it in... Well, actually, they're going to finish prepping the farm for next year. And then they're going to grind that wheat down into a grain, and then we can windmill it and turn it into bread. That gives us some food in the winter, which is nice. Okay, 142 days. And now I have survived the raiders' attack before, but straight after the raiders' attack, there's normally another attack. So, you've got to kind of be careful of that. What else can I do with the taxation office? Now, normally, I put a teeth, I don't know how you pronounce that. So that boosts my influence. I don't think there's any benefit to that. A trade tax would be good, because they're making some serious money there. They've got more money than I have. So, we're doing pretty good. I think we're doing okay. The town and the city and the village all seem to be working rather well. We've got a vicar now. That's going to help things. That's going to boost the church level. It's just taxation that they're complaining about. But like I say, how much are they going to complain about the horrible people who come and try and kill them next year? That's another family moving in. That's lovely. Put them on the farm. You don't seem to get much grain out of wheat, I'll be honest. So we'll convert that grain into flour, and then we'll turn the flour into bread. It's November, just coming up to December, so that'll be the perfect time to have a new food source coming in. Speaking of which, how are we doing over here? So that's now evaporated. So I'm going to spend a bit of cash and add a herb garden. That will stop people from getting sick and also help increase the town's finances. 13 coins. That's absolutely rubbish. 93 days left. Wow. I've only got 3 months. I don't think we're going to have enough money to survive. You're going to struggle here, I think. Right, so we've got 94. And let's convert all of that into bread. Save game. Say Sim UK Year 2. So I'm very concerned. with the amount of money we got in the treasury, we're not going to be able to hire a decent enough bunch of ruffians, so to speak. Right, so we're doing reasonably well.
This is heavier than it looks.
So a little bit daft. This chap here, Fritz, he's transporting flour and taking it to the granary instead of taking it to the communal oven, which is right next door. So there's like a logic bug there. This should supersede this. If this needs flour, which it does, then he should just take it from there to there. So that's a logic bug. Just something the developers need to look at, think about, and implement. And then they can say, thank you, 𝐒𝐮𝐞𝐝, for a wonderful idea. You're absolutely right. We've implemented that, and thank you so much. We shall listen to your recommendations and suggestions in the future, because you're spot on with that suggestion. That's what they should say. But they won't say that, because they never do. You see how the flour is just coming in dribs and drabs. But we're making absolutely loads of bread, which is wonderful. How's the granary looking? Granary's got loads of bread as well. And quite a bit of flour. So we're doing all right there. Just that small field, I think, is enough to sustain everybody. Work area is empty. I took you out of there, didn't I? Sure I did. I'm sure I did. Right, so we've got 3 people available. What should we get them working on? I don't know what having more than one trader in the trade room does. So let's put 4 people in there and see if we get 4 lots of trade a month. I don't really know what difference it makes, if I'm honest. It does seem that we're making more trades more regularly. Do you think people are annoyed that they can't get straight to the trade room? They have to go all the way up there and back. You can see him skipping across. Do you see him skipping across? I think that's lovely as well. And I think it creates paths on occasions, which is kind of groovy. Maybe I could put a little connecting path there. And then something like that. Looks like a Christmas tree now, doesn't it? That didn't help. Nobody's taken that path at all. Need a path right down the middle, like that. Look at that. You can actually do it as well. Isn't that fantastic? There you go. That's cheered people up. They can now go straight down that route. Not have to walk in the snow. Except for the drunk ones, which were all over the bloody place. Right, new mercenaries. 24. Oh my god, we've only got 46 coins. What kind of mercenaries can I get for 46 coins? I can get double archers. They're no good. For 50... For 50, I can get Battle Brothers. Now, they look like they could actually do some damage. I just need 4 coins more. And I've got 24 days. But then, they charge that every month. And I don't know when we're next gonna... We're not going to have that sort of money till next year. It's going to be difficult. Going to be difficult. How's the old sheep thing going on? Oh, we got 4 sheep in there now. Well done us. At the moment, they haven't got any sheep wool, but I'm guessing we won't get any till summer. So I could build some more houses over here and have them as the farming folk. That kind of makes sense. Let's just have a look at this house at the end. There's no fuel store. So there is a firewood stall, but apparently not close enough to this chap here. Or maybe we just need to add more woodcutters. That could be the solution. Let's take a guy off trading. Let's leave that on 1. And we'll beef up the woodcutters, and hopefully there's instantly a second stall coming out of that, so that's kind of interesting. The granary really isn't getting full at all. Stable is good. Tannery is fine.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
It may be time to start upgrading people's back gardens. So if we do the goats, I would think that would give us an abundance of meat and hides, but it only seems to give us hides. I also think it would give us milk and cheese and all sorts of good stuff, but no, it never seems to quite pan out that way. I'm just thinking it gives the tannery something to do in the winter months. Right, oh god, they're coming. Right, so a bunch of raiders have been spotted. There they are. Brigand outlaws. God, let's hope I haven't left this too late. I have 50 coins. I do not have 50 coins. I only have 45 coins, and the archers are just useless. A large pack of baddies, led by the biggest and toughest of them all. And they'll arrive in Hofstetten, so... that leaves us with 16 coins. Right, where's my army? Hofstetters. Oh god, please tell me it's not too far away. There it is there. Oh god, that is miles away. These are my boys. I need them to get over here really quickly. I think we're in trouble. So here come the raiders, and they just spawn right next to you, which is so irritating. Why on earth people can't spawn there as well, or why they can't spawn somewhere else? How do they get into the village that quickly? Oh no, they're going to destroy the whole city. Right, what we're going to do then, we're going to load a game. We're going to hire these people earlier. That's the only solution.
Berries so plump and juicy, you'll want to eat them by the bushel.
So how long we got left? $84 days, okay. And 18 coins. Right, we're doing good. We're making lots of bread. Everything is kind of good. I'm going to take some people out. Let's see here. Right, so that's done for the year. And that's done for the year. So we get some more firewood, I think, is a good idea.
Step right up and send.
So they've got everything they need. The only thing they haven't got is 2 food supplies. Why don't they have 2 food supplies? That's interesting. Okay. Let's get some vegetables on the go. Ah, damn it, they can do vegetables as well. That'll improve your diet, won't it? There you go, 2 different food sources. Don't know how they're growing vegetables at this time of year, but seems as though they are. So yeah, I think some houses over here. What have we got? 8. So if I build 10 more houses, then we can fill up the farm. We can have a much, much bigger field, couldn't we?
Time to find a good tree.
Right, we're getting close. We're getting close to being raided by raiders.
This is heavier than it looks.
He's not doing anything in the winter. Let's get them working at least. So the whole sheep thing seems to be going quite well. Once we get an upgrade, we'll be able to get the old sheep thingy going. And then we don't have to buy any more sheep. And then we can sell sheep. And that's even more money coming in. That's the apiary is working nicely. So how do I produce a malt house? That's what we need.
Spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
Try to carve me a new nipple. Malt house on the edge of the farm. That makes sense. I like it.
Gave the old ox a handful of month-old grain.
See if we can make some alcohol. I didn't actually notice that we produced any malt at all. No, I don't think we got any for some reason. Perhaps it was not good for the first year or something. So we could then prioritize this to be just malt for the beer. And we can put maybe a much bigger field in. I'm going to put it too far away from the farm. Let's put a little bit of a road around the farm. Something like that. Nice little walkways and such. So we can get a nice big field in here. It's not going to be a perfect field by any stretch of the imagination. Oh yes, we can go all the way around here like this. Look. Oh, I like that. That's very nice. So that's going to be the wheat field. Should we make this the priority field now? Let's make this the priority. Wheat, wheat, fallow. Good idea. I like that. Right. So I can upgrade this house. Once that's done, we'll be into level 2, but it does mean we're going to have a bit of negativity coming in. So we're going to have to get a pub sorted out, because if it doesn't have entertainment, there'll be all sorts of grumpy. Right, 17 days before the attack. Let's get ourselves some defense. What can I afford? Oh, if only I had this for 50. So I can arrange for a bunch of baddies to turn up. Which doesn't sound like a particularly good idea when you're being attacked by baddies yourself. Where did they spawn? All the way over there. Holy crikey. Right. Get yourselves over here as quick as you can. You've got 16 days before they attack. So, why have we not upgraded? I thought we just needed one. Oh, I need to have 2 upgraded houses. Alright. We'll upgrade the next house as well then. Oh dear. Raiders are coming. My chaps are almost here. That's good timing. Something at least. Okay. So where are they? Sometimes they don't turn up, I've noticed. Oh, look, they're coming in from there. So I'm going to be paying these boys a lot of money just to stand around and wait for these idiots to turn up. Let's have them go stand at the front of the town. I imagine if they're heading this way, if they even make it this far. We've almost got enough money to hire another bunch of pipes. Right, there we go. So let's get the old what should we do? The sheep or the heavy plough? Let's do the sheep, because that's doesn't require me to do anything. They'll just breed. Because we have farmers. Come on, chop chop. I mean, I suppose I could just send them to meet them, couldn't I? I could say, don't even let them get close to our town. As soon as you see them, bash them in the face. Who are these chaps? Ready to rally. Now this is the other problem I've got. Where have my men gone? So I've got a horrible feeling that they've just buggered off and left me. And I think they have. So there's 36 people coming. And we haven't got enough to pay them. Christ. Right, so we've got like 5 men. So I'm going to rally them here. This is where it's all so completely broken. It's frustrating at best. So what are these chaps? They're just like a small bunch of dudes with a couple of weapons. Just 5 boys. Oh, lordy. So we just paid all those flipping mercenaries for nothing at all. Right. Where do they think they're going?
Run! Run! Run!
So where are my local thugs then? Bloody miles away. How useful is that? Thank you so bloody much. But it's where the game falls over for me constantly in difficult management system, because I've had it so many times where it just the whole battle mechanics is a bit wonky and so many problems. Here they come. Right, so our boys are very effective, but then so are their boys. There's only 5 of us, 18 of them. See, all that fighting, and they've lost nobody. Where are these idiots? Come on, you useless bunch of pillocks. So we're down to 3 men. Tell you what, they're fighting valiantly. So now they're just going to go and burn everything. And I've got to wait for these morons. And that's my whole town burnt down. This is what's wrong with the game, honestly. The whole system around the fighting and the mechanics is just so broken. So broken. Right, well, you know, that's enough from me. This game needs baking time. It's not ready to eat yet. So I'm going to say thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye for now.
𝐶𝐶